I think Shreya, that day you missed one class. Okay, we have already finished with the information system development part. Not development as such, it was a basic information pertaining to the basic requirements for an information system. What was hardware? What was software? How do what are the various kinds of softwares? What are the various types of hardwares which you require to develop an information system? That was a gist. Okay, that PPTs are already, I think, available in the LMS. You can have a look on that, right? So today we will be discussing about the concept of information and data. See, once you have decided to be an administrator at certain hospitals, at that time you are the whole soul in charge of that information system. Okay, so in that you must know what data people are entering into your system. Okay, you cannot say at the end or at the moment or at any kind of disaster that I was not aware this is a technical part. You cannot do that. So just to understand the type of data, what kind of data can be introduced into the LMS, this MIS system, and how those data are working. Okay, this class is basically pertaining to that thing. Okay, let me allow to share the PPT. Just 1 minute. So PPT is visible to you all. Is it visible to you all?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Please respond in between. Okay. And if you have any doubt in between, you can directly unmute yourself and you can talk. Okay. So today we will be discussing about the concept of information and information processing. Okay. So by the this session, you will be able to know what is the information system, how we are doing the information processing, and what are the various ways of information processing. Now, the first thing is what is information? You people are not technical persons. You are not handling the computers. You're not handling the internal loops of the computers. But still, you should know what is information. Information is the data that has been processed in such a way that it is meaningful to the person who is receiving it. And it is the output of the data processing. Means after the processing inside the computer, what is coming out, that is the information. Suppose you have put up some numbers in the data as a data into the PC. After that, you are giving one command, and at the result, you are getting the output, that is information. Okay. So what is the difference between data and the information? Now, data basically are the raw facts. Okay. Raw facts in in terms that these are some jungles and jiggles of numbers. Okay, and it might be figure, it might be table, it might be some contextual things, but however it might be in unorganized, but you have to organized. Now when the data is organized, interpreted, and presented in a context, it becomes an information. Okay, so you are entering the data into your system which will be coming out as a information to you. Okay, so the basic difference of the data versus the information is that data is raw in nature. Okay, it is structured in nature. However, you need some structure, whereas the information is more structured and processed. Okay, data, it is not specific, but information will be specific. Data have low level of knowledge, reason being because data is a mixture of things. Okay, and from that mixture of things, you have to take out the information. That is called information. That is a secondary level knowledge. Data, it depends upon the information source, that who is giving you the data. If it is the right person, you'll get the right data. If it's the wrong person, you'll get the wrong data, right? And information, it depends on the data you have collected. Now, for example, you are doing one research, you are collecting some data, and out of that, you are making some information. So all the information what you're going to take out, that all depends upon the data what you have entered. Okay. So this is the basic difference between data and information. Now, next is characteristics. Characteristics of the information. First is relevance. Information must be pertinent to the needs of the user. Now, when you're preparing the MIS, what information, why you are preparing the MIS? To make your work easy. To make your work easy for yourself, for your doctors, for your paramedical staff, for your end users like patients or maybe other people. So there are multiple users of your MIS, right? So you need to put the relevant information in. You need to see that you need to put that data which is giving a relevant information to all these users, right? Okay, so information must be pertinent to the needs of the user. My needs are different, your needs will be different, patient needs will be different, finance department needs will be different, radiological department needs will be different, dentistry needs will be different, right? And if a person who is sitting at the home and searching your search engine, their needs will be different. So you have to see the data, what you are entering should be relevant to the person who is watching it. Okay. Next is accuracy. It should be free from the errors. One error may going to crash your whole MIS. Okay. So it should be free from error. Completeness. It should be complete data. Partial data will give partial information. So it should be complete data. Timelessness. Information should be available when needed. Okay. So information, whatever the information you are giving, it should be available to the user whenever they require it. Are you understanding? Are you understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Next is timeliness. Information should be available when it is required, when it is needed. Okay. And understandability. Information should be presented in a clear and concise manner. Okay. It should be very, very clear in nature. So, Shreya, are you having any kind of MIS with you?
No, ma'am.
Are you working somewhere?
No, ma'am. Abhi. Right now,
Hello.
right now
Yeah.
you are asking?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Right now, are you working somewhere? Not right now means at present after doing your BDS.
Yeah.
Huh? Are
Yeah,
you
I'm working with the clinical.
okay?
Yes.
You're working with the clinical. So, in which hospital you are right now?
ICI Greater Kailash.
Noida.
No, that is in Greater Kailash, South Delhi.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are working as a
Associate dentist.
okay. So any MIS system is there? That day we have discussed with Sukhmanpreet Kaur also. Yeah, so I want to know any MIS is there in your hospital?
No, ma'am.
So how you are working? How you are enrolling the patients? How you are, tackling with the patients? How you are giving the receipts? Any computer system is there?
Yeah, yeah, everything is there, but this is not my part, so I'm not unaware of that.
So you are not dealing with the patients?
No, I am dealing with the patient, but the billing section is not my part.
Not billing, not billing. I'm not talking about, see, that is a confusion. That's why I asked this question to you. MIS doesn't meant for billing.
Yeah.
See, suppose in your department, once the patient is entered, they are coming with the paper receipts with you,
Mm, yes, ma'am.
paper prescription, and you are also giving them the prescriptions in the paper form.
Yeah.
Okay. And how do you know that how many patients are there today in your OPD? Like they are, you're asking your maybe um, uh, uh, class 4 that you count the patients and they're telling you like that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so there is no system as such in your OPD where in the computer you could see that how many patients are there for you today. End of the day, you cannot have any system as such. You have to contact the reception people, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Correct.
So that means there is MIS is not as such launched into your area. Okay. So these, so slowly we will come to know that where you can apply the MIS. Okay. Next is type of information. So till now we have read with the characteristics. So now the type of information. So now the informations can be of different types. Now, for example, now Shreya, if she wants an information at the end of the day that what is the total OPD of my dentist department and how many amount I have collected today through my patients. So that kind of information is descriptive information. Okay. That at the end of the day, you want any people who gave some feedback that yes, whether the dentist was good or dentist was bad, or the treatment was good or the treatment was bad, or what is the sale report of the dental department. So these kind of informations, if you're getting, that is, you're getting through the descriptive information from the MIS, you can get. Okay. So first is descriptive information. Second one is predictive information. That is very, very important, which maximum hospitals nowadays they are using to forecast the future trends based on the current or historical data. Okay. Market analysis. You can, through MIS, by nowadays, so many AI components are there where you can find out that from where you are getting the maximum number of patients. Right. Now, for example, I'll take your example of the dental department. Now, you are suppose in one day, 20 patients are coming. Let's assume. Now, next day you thought that there are 18 patients. Again, third day you're thinking there are 15 patients. Now you're thinking that why the patients are decreasing. So what you can do, you can start the advertisement of your particular area. Dental OPD ka advertisement. But now where to do the advertisement? The question is where to do the advertisement. So you do not have any data. So what you can do through MIS, you can get the predictive information that yes, your maximum number of patients are from this particular area. So you go and do the advertisement from to the other areas which are not captured. Okay. So this is how you can do the market analysis. This is how you can as you're doing MBA, so you will be the administrator. So you can have this forecasting through MIS. Okay. Next is diagnostic information, which helps in identifying the problems and their causes. Performance analysis. Even you can find out that how many patients are coming, uh, have visited the OPD in one day. Out of that, how many were from which department? How many were from the diagnostic department? What are their diagnoses? What are their indications? What are their causes? And what are their outcomes? Everything you will get out from the MIS. Next is prescriptive information. Now, prescriptive information is which recommends action or solution. Now, you have prescribed one medicine for one patient. After 5 days, suppose the same patient is visiting, the data is already entered in your system. So you can open up the patient ID number. You can see the whole history. You can see the whole prescriptive information, what you have already prescribed to that patient, and what you are going to prescribe now. Understand? Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Please respond in between. Next is type of information used in the healthcare. So particularly in the healthcare, what types of informations we are using? One is clinical information system. Clinical data management system must support healthcare delivery through the capture, storage, retrieval, and communication of medical records. Every hospital is having a medical record storeroom where they are keeping the files of the patient. Every time the patient is coming, they are giving the ID number. You are retrieving their files, the file being given to the patient, and that file is containing all the records. Similar system is developed for in the computer. That is what we are calling electronic health records. Okay. So EHR system has been generated with the help of CPOE, that is computerized provider order entry, and the clinical decision support tools are added into that. In nowadays, so telemedicine is also been added into that. So we can finalize the information system through information system about the clinical history of the patient. Okay. In simple terms, files are replaced by the online data. Okay. Next is administrative information system. Now, clinical information system is basically for the doctors as well as for the patients. Next is administrative information system. Now, administrative information system is that where you are tackling with the billing. Now, Shreya, you were telling about billing, right? So this is another type of information, billing, financial plannings, resource allocations. So you will come to know that how by sitting into your OPD, you will come to know how much bill has been generated for your patient by connecting to the billing section through MIS. Okay, you can see. You need not to call them. You need not to tell them. You can see. Okay, then financial implications. Sometimes patient is admitted in the ward, and after 3 days you want to see that how much bill has been generated for him till date, how much expenses has been incurred by the particular patient. So you can open the MIS with that particular patient ID, and you can check the uh, till date tentative bill for that particular patient. Okay, so this is the administrative information system. Nowadays, what has happened, many institutions, for example, in our institution also, we are practicing PMS, RCM, and ERPs. There are ERPs are very, very common nowadays, where you will get whole lot of information about one patient at one point of time, every patient at one point of time. Okay. Next is decision support system. Third kind of information is decision support system, which we are taking, which we are effectively translating the clinical, operational, and financial data into actionable insights. Okay, this is a decision-making tool for the healthcare professionals. How it is working? It supports the actually it is supporting the clinician and nurses to take the decisions, that too particularly on a daily basis. Okay, this DSS, it is sophisticated data analytics and predictive modeling. Here no, they have added AI component. Okay, AI component into that. So what is that? Like, for example, you will feed, suppose you are a very, very, very fresh doctor. You just passed out and you have today's your first day in the OPD. So a patient came with a history of so and so. You just enter those history key terms and enter the key chief complaints, and then you can get an idea what kind of diagnosis already being made by this particular symptoms. What can be the predictive diagnosis of this particular patient? Even not by entering the key terms. Even a patient has come to you with the small X-ray. Okay, you just upload that X-ray, you will come to know that this patient is having this kind of diagnosis. Okay, so this is decision support system which is available nowadays, specifically, and enacted with the AI technology, artificial intelligence technology. So these are the certain features which are available in the MIS. Next is laboratory information system. Now, laboratory information system, these are the special information systems which are managing and automate the laboratory processes. Earlier, how it happens, like you have to take the sample, then you have to send the person to that particular laboratory, then lab people will collect the sample. They will then take 24 hours or 48 hours, whatever the test is. Then they will keep the test ready. Then they will keep the report ready, handwritten report. Okay. After that, 3 4 days, we will come to know, okay, lab tests are ready, results are ready. Then you will send someone. That person will take the records. Then he will come to the OPD. Then you will tell the patient. It's a long process. Okay. Nowadays, as soon as the test has been given, laboratory processes are so fast by ordering the test, even the reporting. As soon as the test reports are ready with the laboratory, you can see at your PC. Nowadays, paperless work is there. Specifically, if we are talking about our Symbiosis Hospital, where it's absolutely paperless work. How we are doing, the sample which is given to the laboratory, lab people, they are testing, they are generating the report with the same patient number ID, and they are having the MIS, they are entering into their laboratory information system. I, being a doctor, I am sitting here and I will see the patient report by patient entering the patient ID with the soft copy of the laboratory reports. So we are not giving the hard copies, we are not generating the papers. Okay. So and it actually quickly saves time. Okay. Next is Actually laboratory information system, it's a connect between the diagnosis and the treatment. So as soon as the diagnosis has happened, you can immediately instantly start with the treatment. Otherwise, in older days, you have to wait for the reports, you have to come down to your office, and then you have to start with the treatments. Okay, so this system is now very, very easy. Next is pharmacy information system. Now the pharmacy information system, my slides are visible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Because I cannot see. I'm thinking that it's not scrolling. Wait. Yes. So pharmacy information system, they automate most of the functional associated with the prescription or ordering. Okay. You have prescribed certain medicines here in the hospital system, and then you will inform the pharmacy department that you give this medicine to this particular patient. The package will be ready with them. Or vice versa, you want to know that whether in our pharmacy this particular medicine is available or not, you can check in the MIS and you can say that, yes, this medicine as of now, it is not available. I can give some alternative medicines. So this is how pharmacy information support is working. So how it helps? It reduced your, medication errors. Those are compliant with the good manufacturing practices, and it promotes medication safety and alerting the all paramedical and pharmacist about the problem with the drug and dosage. I mean, it's quick. We all are connected with that. Okay. So these are the various kind of informations which we are going to read in details in the subsequent sessions. But here it's a brief idea that these kind of informations are usually we can put in the MIS. Okay. So, Sukhman, the hospital where you were working, you were telling us that you were working. So, there, what kind of information systems are available? She's not here only. So, Shreya, you have dealt with only billing department work, right? They are having any MIS?
Uh, Ma'am, yes, there is MIS from the management side.
Okay. So only the billing department, they can have that all details and they can see the things and they can access. But otherwise, from doctor to doctor, there is no MIS as such available, right?
No, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How many bedded hospital it is?
I think I haven't, ma'am, counted yet. I think they have 15 to 20 bedded.
Oh, it's a small hospital.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine. Fine. Okay. So, just 1 minute. So now information you have, exported, but what are the sources of that information? What are the sources? So, three types of sources: primary source, which are original material or data which are collected directly from the sources, like surveys, interviews of the patients or the doctors or the paramedical staff, by getting the idea what all information should be there in MIS. Secondary sources, which often derived from the already done research, already those who are established the MIS, already hospitals, those who are working on that. That is the secondary resources. And the tertiary resources are, which are like a compilation of the primary as well as secondary, right? So these are the basically sources of the information. Now, how to you know manage the information cycle? This is a cycle of information. You have to create, okay? You have to store it at some secure place. Then you have to use it, okay? First you have to create, then you have to store it, and you have to use this information. After using the information, you have to share it with the departments wherever they require. Once the information been shared, it is not required, you can keep it archive, okay? And once that fully used, either you can keep it archive or you can destroy it, okay? So that is how the cycle will go on. Now, information cycle, life cycle. First is creation. As I have said, it is generated or gathered. Then you have to store for the future access. Then you have to process it so that it become useful to the people. Then you have to share it with the relevant stakeholders. Like you are a doctor, then at that time you can share it to the laboratory department, you can share it to the billing department, administrative department, those who want. And then they will utilize, okay, for their decision making. And last, either you can archive or you can discard it. This is how an information life cycle starts. Okay, this is important. Sometime a question can be asked, what is the important life cycle of information? What is the quality of the information? How the information quality can be accessed? Okay, so first is when the information is totally correct and accurate, then we will say, yes, this is a good quality information. Partial information will always give you the wrong results. Second is consistency. Consistency stands for the uniformity of the information across the different sources. Okay. You are using the same information or you are getting the same information. Another department, if they are getting the information about that particular thing, they should also get the same information. Third department also should. So all the information should be uniform. It is not like that I have received the patient and patient is HIV positive. Laboratory people are telling no, it is not positive. Billing department is telling it is not another patient, like that. So it should be consistent. Next is completeness. It should be complete information. All parts should be required for the completeness of the information. Timeliness. It is timeliness means the information required the time when you need it. That is the best information. After your need, I don't mind from where the information is coming. I don't mind the information at all. I need the information at the time when I require it. So timeliness is very, very important. So if your MIS has been built in your hospital, but it is not giving the information at the time when the patient is sitting in front of you, that information is of no use. Okay. Relevance, it is pertaining to the context or the need. Okay, so it should be related to that particular thing. And then, of course, credibility, that is trustworthiness of the source, from where you have get the information. Okay. Now, information overload. Your brain is also exhausting sometime when there is a lot of information. Similarly, PC is also having certain brain, that is certain storage capacity. If the information is not discarded or deleted at right point of time, which is unused information, your information will be getting overloaded. So your system will be crashing. So sometimes the patients, those who are, I mean, the data which is finished, not in use. Okay. So that information you have to discard at right point of time. Okay. Otherwise, your system will become overloaded. Okay. So what is information overload? It occurs when the volume of information received exceed the capacity of the process. Now your MIS is always having certain space, okay, certain storage capacity. If your information is more than that, of course, it will be overloaded and the system will be hanged. Why this information overload will happen? When you are having excessive data, when you are having irrelevant information, and when you are having complex information. Shreya, in at home also, when you are using these PCs, right? Your laptop, suppose you're using, it sometimes start hanging, no? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So Ruchita, you have joined. I'm taking a 1 minute break. Ruchita, can you introduce yourself?
Yes, ma'am, I was an optometrist by profession. Recently, I've joined the quality department of renowned hospital in Hyderabad. So yeah, I'm in the quality department.
Okay. In your hospital, whether MIS system is there?
Yes, ma'am. There are various softwares for different departments, and yes,
So
for
how you're
different
connected?
things, there are different softwares.
So how you're using them? I mean, are you getting the access of all the departments, or are you having only the information pertaining to your department?
Yes, yes, it is limited to the department.
Limited to
It
the
is,
department.
yes, yes.
So just keep it in mind, this statement that limited to the department, because we are coming on to that also, that aspect also. Okay. So we are
Okay.
actually today discussing about the information and data before launching your MIS into the hospital. What exactly the things you need to know? That is, these first two classes are basically for that. Okay. Uh, so continue to the information overload. Yes. So it occurs when the volume of information received exceeds the capacity to process it. Okay. So what is the impact of information overload? It can lead to the decision paralysis. It can increase stress and reduce productivity. You know, you can, when the information is overloaded in the PC will hang. System will crash down. So you will be totally paralyzed because once your system is shifted from manual to MIS, and if your MIS is crashed, whole hospital will going to shut down. You know, it's not a big, it's not easy thing. It's a big task. So these things should be managed parallelly at every point of time on a daily basis to check your MIS, to check the system overload, to check the bugs, to check the viruses, to check the crashes, to check the illegal entries. So many things are there, which we will discuss in the later classes, right? Then, so priority is in filter the information. Whenever you are entering the data, no, at that time, see, I am sitting in front of you as a patient, I will do blah, 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 and like anything. You as a, intelligent user, you should see which keywords are important. I will speak so many things, but what is the crux of that information? You have to enter that only. No need to type verbatims and no need to type the verbal words, whatever I'm using. Even this now, see, I am talking, I am taking this class, parallelly, my words are transcribed. This MS Teams has that capacity. They can, capture my each word from my mouth and they are doing it. Now, this kind of thing, suppose if MIS will do, they are also capturing the speech notes. But the point is, if at all they will be capturing every, tips and bits, then it will be huge entries to your system. So it will definitely going to have a information overload. You do not require that information. You require only the main symptoms of the patient so that you can make the diagnosis. Am I correct? Am I
Yes.
correct or wrong? Yeah.
Yes.
So this you have to check. Now, functions and role of information system in healthcare. One is, what are the functions? It helps in the patient care. Okay, patient care, billing and processing, clinical decision support, inventory, reporting, and analytics. Okay, so wait. So for patient care, you know very well. While patient care, you need this information because our whole system is depending on the patient care. Next, billing and processing. Once the patient is discharged, the billing has to be quick. Otherwise, in earlier days, billing itself is taking 2 days. Okay. Clinical decision support, as I have already told, that MIS will help you out to take the decisions at right point of time when sometimes dilemmas are there. Okay, because the already data is fed it and based on the AI decisions can be taken. Then your inventory. Inventory is totally managed under MIS. Nowadays, nobody is going to do the inventory in hand or in a books or in registers. They are doing online all requisitions, all procurements, all clearance through the management. It's all done by the inventory. Rather, in MIS, there is another small MIS inventory management system. Okay, that is another MIS, to be very frank. Earlier, you have to take the request to the management. I want to purchase this. The cost of this is 50 lakhs. Should I purchase? Then management will go to the finance department. Finance department will give the reporting. All these things happen. Now, system is you enter the information, enter the quotation, enter the 2, 3 vendor quotation, submit. Management will see within fraction of seconds that this has happened. Okay, whether it's approved or not, they will tick approve. You go ahead. It is just half an hour task. Otherwise, in earlier days, it is long task. Then next is reporting and analytics. So it will help you to have an overall analytics at the end of the year. Suppose you want to see how many patients has visited in our hospital in 1 year, and out of that, how many were from which department. All analytics will come from your MIS. Okay, so these are the functions and role of the information system in healthcare. Okay. Now next is information processing. So till now, any question? Any question till now? Anything you want to know? Anything? Yes, please.
No, nothing as of now. It's clear.
Okay. So, see, are you planning to, all of you are doing MBA. What are your main objective to do the MBA? Means you want to be into the administration of your particular hospitals?
Yes, ma'am. The reason I did MBA was I wanted to join the administration team.
Okay.
It has been only a week, like I joined the quality team.
Okay.
Yes.
So, Ruchita, in quality, what kind of system you are using?
Uh, what kind of system, as in, ma'am? I am not.
Information system. I mean, do you have any management information system? You said no, you are having.
MedQ Pro.
What was it?
MedQ Pro.
Q Pro. Okay. So what kind of information you are having in that system?
Like we get the compliance rate, we get quality like we can see the quality indicators and every kind of data of every department.
So you are
Oh,
having the access. No, no, I have a query. Just I
mm,
have one question. Like
yeah.
for example, in ophthalmology unit, for
Mm,
example,
okay.
uh, how you will assure through MIS that yes, ophthalmology department are working absolutely under the protocols and guidelines of the hospital. They are not deviating from that. How you will assure the quality of that department? Is there any such kind of information available in your system, or you have to do it manually?
I'm not into detail of the application yet, but whatever I know in a week is we go on to audits, we have checklist, we make sure that everything like the compliance is met.
Okay,
Yes, so it was done manually. Yeah.
manually. So audits you are doing manually there,
Yes.
and audit reports you must be submitting on your system.
Yes.
Okay, okay, that's great. That means partially you are using it, not for the audits, but at least for the report generation, you are using it.
Yes, whatever checklist we take to the departments, we come and enter the data into Excel and then we escalate it to the facility. They take it further.
Okay, great. So, is it visible? Slides are visible, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So, next is our information processing. Information processing. Now, information processing, it is it how how you will process that information. Now you have information with you, like how Ruchita said that audit, they have done the audit and they have the information with them. But how they will process in MIS? Information processing refers to the series of action or operations that convert your data into the useful information. Okay.
बहुत बड़ा
Okay. This process is crucial for effective decision making, problem solving, and strategic planning within the organization. Ruchita, can you mute yourself, please? Uh, so now, as Ruchita said, that they are doing the audits of that particular departments, and after that, now they are having the checklist or data with them. That yes, this has been done, this has not been done, this has been done, this has not been done, like that. Now, how this information will be, data will be converted into the useful information, that depends upon how you have developed your system, how you have devised your MIS. Okay. So all these data which she has taken as a part of audit, she has entered into the MIS, and then it will coming as an output stating that use this unit is maintaining the quality or not. Okay. So this is how information is processed in the MIS, and this processing requires a lot of brain, because the way your MIS is developed, the outcome will be like that only. If you want the information in one word, they will generate the answer in one word. If you want that answer should be in some brief or details, they will give you the details. So being an administrator, you have to think that what kind of output data I require so that I can tell others that you use this kind of data, right? Okay. Next is your steps of information processing. So what are the steps? First is input. Okay. Uh, input, then you have to process the data, then you have to store the data. The data, whatever you're going to put in the MIS, it will always store. Okay, and then output. Okay, this is the information processing cycle. Okay, so once you will get the kind of input you will get the kind of output you will have. Okay. Next, first is collection. So the first stage involves gathering the raw data from various sources. We will take the example of Ruchita only, that she is going for the audit of the ophthalmology department. Okay. Now she has gone. So what she has done, she has gathered the raw data from sources like internal, like records, their patient records, their protocols or guidelines. Okay, everything. So she has gathered the information. Then she has also taken the interviews or surveys of doctors or maybe the nurses or maybe the attendants, even from the class 4 employees of that particular ward, stating that let us see what they are doing, whether their words are matching, whether they are actually following the guidelines. And then also you can be the observer to observe their practices for 1 or 2 days. This is the way you can collect the data. Next is input. Now input you require devices. How input devices are required? You can have scanner, digital forms, IoT devices, or automated data capture system. These all are input devices. Now, whatever the data you have collected, she has collected, that you have to enter completely with accuracy, with completeness into the system. Okay. Now she can upload the report as it is. She can manually enter the reports. She can enter the keywords, whatever I mean she want to do. So this is the input, followed by the processing, which involves a core stage where the raw data is transformed into the useful system. Now, this processing is hidden. Like our brain is how processing, we cannot see our brain. Similarly, we cannot see the processing of the PC. But nowadays, so many things are there that we can get the codes that this is how it is processing. Okay. After sorting, filtering, aggregating, applying the algorithms or everything, the computer is processing the data. Even they are applying the AI and machine tools also if you have the facility in your MIS. Okay. Then is storage. Now this whole information is stored into your storage system. There are various type of storage system that also I will discuss. Okay, but as of now, just listen that the information what you have done that is stored in the system. Okay, and this information which is stored in the system in terms of data, okay, or in terms of information, it is kept there until you will not touch it. Okay. Nowadays, various storage areas are there, like physical storage media, warehouses are there, cloud storage is there. Warehouse means you are having medical record room. Similarly, these are having warehouses. Okay. So these are organized and placed there. Now, point is just to have your understanding. This is the area where the people can attack. Okay, data security and backup. Now data storage is there. You have stored the data. Now, if at all you are having physical files and you are keeping it into the medical record room, so some security guard went inside the room and they took out the file and went away. This is how attacks are happening. How attacks are happening in your this system? Somebody can invade into your warehouse storage system and they can breach the data security of your system. Or maybe someone has deleted the data, so where you will find the data. Okay, so these all information. So this storage area is very, very important. The next is your output. It is a stage when from your storage, the data is coming out in terms of important informations or usable information. It you can give the commands the way you want the information. You want the information in form of charts, bullets, or documents, or text, or graphs, or some whatever it is. You will get the information from that particular part. Okay. Nowadays, many intelligent tools are using for the output. Okay. Those tools also you can add into your MIS, but uh, it is always depend upon the command, which command you have given. Okay. Next is method of information processing. The method of information processing is data is either processed manually, okay, or automated. First is manual information processing. The data is processed manually. For example, Ruchita has taken the data. Now she is sitting and entering it manually. Okay, with the help of tool. Tool can be keyboard, tool can be anything, scanner, whatever, or handwritten records, manual calculations, physical filing of the system, which is very low cost. Flexibility is there in handling the data, and but it is absolutely time consuming, prone to human errors, and limited scalability. Okay, so many are doing that. Who all are doing that? Those who are not well versed with the IT tools. Second is automated information process system. Automated information process system, which when you large amount of data, you just directly upload. Okay, data is processed through automated tools and software applications, which is reducing the human intervention. See, where human intervention is reduced, obviously the errors will be reduced because the whole onus will be taken up by the tool. Now, for example, spreadsheet software. Okay. Now, sometimes you have to do one entry, and sometimes the facility is there. The full Excel sheet you just upload, the data will be given. And then further data management, so many, languages are there, servers are there, SQL server, Oracle, so many are there. Okay. So, but you being a medico, you are not aware of these kind of, tools or systems. For this, you require IT people. Okay. They will help you, but it requires huge investment in technology, and it may need skilled personnel to operate and maintain the system. You as a medical people, you might be knowing, I am a medical person, I may be knowing what is Microsoft. Okay, even I have heard SQL databases, but I do not know how SQL works. That is a job of IT people. You understand? Are you understanding? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. And the third one is batch processing. Batch processing is when the data is collected in a large amount and you are giving in the batches, like one lot, enter, second lot, enter, third lot, enter, like that. Okay. So batches at schedule times, like one lot I have entered now, it will process for half an hour. Next lot I will take after 1 hour, like that. It happens when you are having huge chunk of information. Okay. For example, payroll system, end of the day processing. Payroll will be happening at the end of the day only. In between you, if you enter the data, then end of the day, some other entries will be there. How you will collate. Okay. So always better to do it at end of the day. For example, in banks, they are doing at the end of the day. So it is not like at one go, whole information you are given and it is done. Some information you require quick, some information you require whole day data. Okay. So these are called, when we are doing in this way, that is called batch processing. Okay. So, but if you want immediate instant decision, for example, you want to know what is the diagnosis of the patient, for that you cannot wait for the whole day. So that is instant. Okay. That is real time, instant. But if you want to know the total collection of the hospital in 1 day, you have to go at the end of the day. Correct? So this kind of information depends upon the type of information, that is called batch processing. Next is real-time processing. Very, very important, real-time processing. Now, real-time processing, the data is processed immediately, as soon as it is entered, and it will give the instant result. Simple example, you are entering a command in the Google and Google is giving you the immediate result. Online transaction processing, you are going to the ATM, you are entering your ATM card, you are putting your PIN, you are getting the money. That is real-time monitoring system. Continuous system available throughout the day. Batch processing, it requires time. See the this diagram clearly. Batch processing, it requires time. Okay. After some point of time, you will get the information. Real time processing is as soon as you will give the command or enter, you will get immediate instant result. For example, ATM machines, or for example, commands for information like that. Understood? Batch processing and real time processing.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, any other example other than payroll of batch processing?
Batch processing also, like for example, let's take laboratory. Now, for laboratory, like for example, you have the capacity of the laboratory information system for 50 patients, right? So first 50 patients you will take, and you will take the entry of that 50 patients. For next 50 patients, you have to wait. Okay, you have to wait. Timeline is there. Understood? Or for example, there are only 4 doctors in the diagnostic department, radiology department, right? So at one point of time, only 4 patients can go inside, and the data information will be available for the 4 patients only at that point of time. After 20 minutes, next 4 patients will be taken. So these are called batches. Okay. And but in real time is as soon as you are giving the click, you will get the results. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And next is online processing. Online processing, you all are aware, e-bankings, e-commerce. You are paying online. You are using the GPay. You are using the, other pay, this phone pay or any other online system. These are typical examples of online processing. Online processing means it's immediate input and immediate output. Okay. Like e-commerce, transactions, etc. And next is distributed processing. Distributed processing is when you require multiple uh, locations to distribute. For example, data is processed and distributed across multiple locations. That is called cloud computing. Cloud computing. Some information we are getting from, like for example, some information we are getting from the Hyderabad center, some information we are getting from the Indore center, some information we are getting from the Maharashtra center, another through user, another through the doctors, like that. So these informations are called cloud. When the information is processed by different departments or different centers, which may be near, which may be far. Okay, that kind of information processing is called distributed processing. Clear? Is it clear?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
So we'll take a break here, then we'll continue with the other processing. Otherwise, it will go into your, okay, it will
Okay,
be
ma'am.
quite cloud information for you. Information overload will be there for you. Okay, so
Overload,
we'll take a
yeah.
shot. Yeah, so we'll take a shot. I understand. See, for Medico to understand the technical part, it is a difficult. But however, MIS is that area where we have to learn little bit technical part. Otherwise, these people, they will rule on our head. They will do anything, and we will be, blank. Kya kar gaye? We have to know. Okay, so
Ma'am.
think in that way,
But
right?
also things are very easy with this.
Things are very easy. These are not difficult at
Ah,
all.
yes. Like uh, previously we were entering each and everything in the software. We had to enter.
Yes,
Now we have
we have
scanners
to.
for reports
Yes,
and clinical notes and everything. We scan everything and we get it immediately.
correct, correct. So we have to be little bit tech savvy. See, the basic funda of these teachings is somebody should not make you fool. Somebody should not. IT people. You see, with due regards to the IT section, they know the technical part. But which technical part is actually benefited to my hospital, that I should tell them. They will not tell. They will just play the technical part. But whether it is really beneficial to my hospital, whether it is really going to give the output which the way I want, that you have to understand. Okay. We'll take a short break and we'll come back after 5-10 minutes. So shall we start again? Shall we resume?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes.
So next is parallel processing. So batch processing, real-time processing, online processing we have done. Next is parallel processing. Parallel processing is sometime like parallelly we have to upload the data. Okay, like just for example, for billing, for example, for billing, we need the information from laboratory department also. Parallelly, we need the information from the radiology department also. Then parallelly, we need the information from the OPD department or IPD department, everyone. So to have a common access, common final outcome. That is called parallel processing of the information. Okay. So in that parallel units, they will be working to have one final answer. Okay. And just I want to tell you that parallel processing is very, very costly because you need so many interconnections here. Yesterday, in the last class, we have discussed about the placement of the computers, a lot of wiring we require, a lot of hardware infrastructure we require. So if we want parallel processing, no, and of course we require parallel processing. Okay, for that we require a lot of interconnections. Just see, lot of interconnections, and then n number of PCs, n number of systems. So it is highly costly and complexity is more in that. Okay. Next is centralized processing. Centralized processing means everyone is centralized. Everything is centralized. Many hospitals, they opt centralized processing. The data is processed at the single center location. There is one server, okay, single center, and one server is there. And it is maintaining the central parts. And but only the point is that it's central processing. Just in case this was a parallel processing. Now, for example, you assume that your data is here only, and here you have to give to the all departments, so there will be chances of bottleneck. There might be failure because single point is there and multiple users are there. Okay. So in that case, crashes are more. Okay. Decentralized processing is when the decentralized processing means when the data is done at various locations or departments within the organization. Means some information is there with the maybe finance department, some information is there with the payroll department, some information there with the reception, some information is there with the admin department. So sometimes decentralization is better because if suppose by mistake some one system is crashed, the other system can be the respiratory ventilators for them. Okay, so but in that again the chances of inconsistency of the data might be there because ultimately MIS is actually tackled by the humans. Okay, and you need a lot of manpower to handle that if we are decentralizing the data. Centralizing the data, one person is required. Decentralizing the four areas are the four manpowers are required. Four local servers are required, or as many as you want. Okay. So next is cloud-based processing. That is the, uh, you can say that biggest usable processing which is happening nowadays. Cloud-based processing. Cloud-based processing is actually these are uh, it, you can say that Hawame, which is not existing, but it is existing. Okay. Now, a quick example is Amazon. Whether Amazon is working, Amazon, have any one of you see Amazon's office? There is no office only. There is no Amazon office only. Okay. Amazon is a e-commerce. It's a web service. Okay. So how they are working? They are working on a cloud processing. They are having their digital space, and there they are working. Okay. So similarly, Google Cloud Platform. Google, now your information, n number of users are using the Google. Now, n number of people, they are having the emails and they are having the Google products. Where they are storing, just think how much storage Google is requiring to have that. It's infinite. So when the things are going beyond our imagination, at that time, cloud-based processing is always the best processing. Okay. But the only thing is that it needs strong internet connectivity and of course the potential security, because as much easy approach you will have, as much larger approach you have, as much larger potential risk of security and privacy concern will arise. Because if there are millions of people, one person can invade, that means the whole connectivity, whole data will be breached. Okay. So this is cloud-based processing. You understand cloud-based processing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, there are various ways of information processing. First, you need your window. Okay, you need like Microsoft Office. Recent, maybe 2019, you can take up. So there are many versions. You must be knowing about Word, Excel, PowerPoint, but there are many other. Microsoft Outlook is there. Microsoft Publisher is there. MS Access is there. Project is there. Then Exchange servers, Skype, SharePoint, so many things are there. So you need a full package, okay, when you have to manage the information processing. This is how Microsoft Word look like. Quickly, I will quickly go through. It's not, I will not go into the details of these, but however, just to understand, just to give you a quick thing, are you well aware of Microsoft Word, everyone? Yes,
Yes.
Shreya,
Yes, ma'am.
can you say that you fully know Microsoft Word?
Not
Ruchita?
fully, because there are many things in it.
Yes, yes. One day, just try to open the Microsoft Word, explore it as much as you can. There are so many things which, are available. We are actually only using only those parts which are meant to us, right? That too typical to write a text and to save the text. Bold, unbold, underline, italic, and then paper setting. That's it. There are n number of things which you can use. You can apply macros, you can apply micros, you can give the commenting, you can linking the data. So many things are there. So that's why I just want to I highlighted this particular PPT over here, that this is a first basic concept. So the software is, you all the software, they are most commonly using the word processing. Okay. So if you are not well versed with the word processing, please try. Let it be wrong. Let it go somewhere else, but try. Okay. So the Microsoft Word, then of course Microsoft Excel. All of you know very well about the whole Microsoft package. Okay. But Excel again, it is like another world only. If you play with the Excel, no, there are, I mean, limitless things are there. But we, as the medicos, are not well aware of the technicality of Excels. But otherwise, learning Excel itself is a separate package. Okay. Then we have Microsoft PowerPoints. Now, PowerPoint also you try to explore as much as you can, because we know only PowerPoints pertaining to our slides, presentation, and that's it. Copy pasting the photos, writing the text, and displaying. So many things are there. So many things. Okay. So if you really want to become the administrator, you should have a grip in your hand about the crux. Okay. So learn those things. Then Microsoft Outlook is there. When you Microsoft Outlook is an email client user tool which helps to send and receive the emails, which manages the addresses. Microsoft Outlook Diary is there. Calendar is also there into that. Reminders can be given. So many people, they are using Microsoft Outlook. Even many companies, they are sending the messages through the Outlook so that it is easily accessible, and it is actually these people, they are using as a business mailbox. So when you're using the MIS, when you have to send it to the large number of patients, one email, or maybe to the employees, those who are working under you, you have to send a large amount of emails. Best option is Microsoft Outlook. Okay. Then Microsoft Access. uh, to be very frank, let me tell you one thing. I learned Microsoft Access in 2002. When I being a medico, still I have learned. But at that time, I was thinking, why the hell I'm learning this? Now I'm realizing that the hell I learned that. It's a management system which is actually helping to create and manage the data. Okay, so to create a forms, to create a reports, to writing the queries, to fetch and manipulate the data, interconnecting, interlinks and hyperlinking the things. Microsoft Access is very, very important. It's just if you these are freely available. We do not require any special package. It is coming under the Microsoft suite only, that package only. So when you need to have the access to a large database, the ideal tool is MS Access. These are easily available. We are always searching for the AI tools. We are asking the chat GPT that what to do. Things are available. Only the thing is that we have to just go through that. Okay, MS Access is the that large data tool. Inventory statistics easily we can maintain through MS Access. Okay, so these are the certain part of the tools which you require when you basically will going to launch your MIS. Okay, next is your information as a resource. How your information is acting as a resource. Till now, any question, any query till now, you understood about the various types of information, various types of storage methods. Okay, these areas what we have learned today, we are going to learn in detail in the subsequent classes, probably in tomorrow class also, where you will find the barriers and challenges at every stage. These stages you should know that what are the hardwares, what are the softwares, what are the processing methods, what are the storage methods, what are the types of information, where are the departments which are involved in the information. These things we require because now in subsequent classes we are dealing with the challenges and models. Until you will not knowing that what are these things, how you will understand the MIS. That is our main concern is. So till now, any question, any query, anything, you please ask. So that then otherwise we'll go beyond that. Yes, Shreya, Ruchita, Sukman, any query?
Oh, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, then we'll move ahead. Okay. Now let's talk about information as a resource. Information is versatile. It is invaluable resource and it serves as a multiple function that enhance decision making and operational efficiency. Okay. Your hospital is totally depending on the information what you're storing in your MIS. Okay. What you're storing in a MIS. So, a strategic planning is required to store that information. If you store, when you are launching the MIS, at that time, suppose if you have stored wrong information, your whole MIS project will go waste. And MIS launching, it needs, good amount of money. So, you being an administrator, you should be very, very thorough and clear that what kind of information we are launching into the MIS. Okay, whether it is useful, whether it is required, whether it is helpful in decision making, or any operational problem will be there in that. Because sometimes, we are entering those information which are confidential in nature, specifically if we are talking about medical legal cases. In MLC case, if the information has come and you have entered in your MIS and it is visible to all, anybody can breach. Anybody can anybody can, manipulate the information because if the access is to all. And if you're not giving the access, if you're not giving the access, how they will work, right? So these are the crucial questions. Here, technical parts are required to understand you that these things have happened. Have you ever met with any medical legal cases till date? Yes, Ruchita, are you working or Sukman, you have also worked now. So please share your experience if you have met with any medical legal case.
I haven't met with medical legal like such case, but yes, I'm aware about it. Like whenever there was a case of accident or some kind of uh, like aggression or anything like that, uh, at that time we used to take a consent that we used to make sure that they have made a police complaint. Like we asked them few details, and we also took their consent regarding all these things that we are like not involved in any kind of such all activities and all.
Correct. So, suppose if a medical legal case has come to you, you have prepared the sheet. Okay. So, how you will, where you will store that file, where you will store that information? Will you give that file or a slip or whatever it is to the patient, or to whom you will give? Ruchita, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. No, I'm not aware.
Ma'am, it should be collected, the data should be collected and relevant medical and personal details and cause of in any cause of injury if it's a injury case, and it should be recorded in MLC register with details.
Correct, correct. So that MLC register will be in whose custody? Usually in whose custody MLC register will be there?
Ma'am, hospital's custody.
Hospital custody. So any one
Yes,
person will be dedicated for that, correct?
yes,
So
ma'am.
I'm
Yes,
just giving you one scenario. Very good. You people have answered. You are brainstorming. Now I'm giving you a scenario. Suppose now MLC case has happened. It has come to your hospital. Now here you are not doing any paperwork. So you are entering the data into the MIS. Do you think so it is secure to enter the information in MIS?
no, ma'am, because anybody can assess it, so it should be restricted.
How you can restrict? Just think. Let it be wrong. No problem. Just give vague answer, but give. How you will
Authorization
do that?
be there for that particular data. Separate file should be made that only authorized person can access it.
Okay, only authorized person can access it. Okay, so how you will make it safe? Any ways or means to make the file safe? How you're making your phone safe?
Password.
Password. Password
Yes.
protected. So there are many ways. Password protected files or any other thing.
No idea, ma'am.
This is here MIS plays the role. Okay. Of course, that is absolutely correct. You can make the password protected files. Okay. But can we have a separate subsection of MIS as MLC? We can or we cannot. And keeping a file safe, that will have only information. But this information will be definitely required by lab department, definitely required by radio diagnosis, definitely by administrator. So how to give them the access or how to protect the access also, it is very challenging, right? So here IT tools plays roles. IT tools can play the roles. So these questions are arised in the brain of medico, but solutions are there with the IT. Now again, whether the IT is actually doing correct or not, who will be responsible for that? You have raised the query But IT people, whether they are really doing it or not in the way which you want, how you will ensure?
For that, we also have to need knowledge of MIS and everything. As you said, like they should not make fool to us.
Correct. That is also correct. And the second thing is take a trials. Before actual launching the MIS, take trials. Never launch the MIS directly. Okay, so take trials and then you do. Good. Okay, so information as a resource. Uh, so first is decision. See how it is helping. It enhance the decision making, operational efficiency, and strategic planning. Okay, so decision making. How MIS helps in the decision making. Now, sometimes we are stuck in some cases, as I have already given you one example, that you being a new person has joined, and data driven decisions it can help you to have, um, already data is there in the MIS, and you can have the idea that yes, these kind of symptoms were there with some patients, and this was the diagnosis, this was the line of treatment, and this is how they have went on. So similarly, I can do that. So it helps. It helps. It provides an information or a factual basis for making informed decisions, reducing the reliance on intuitions or guesswork. Suppose a patient has come, there is a certain thing you're not sure what exactly the diagnosis could be. Okay, so you are guessing. Okay, let's try with this laboratory test. Let's see. अगर उसमें ये आता है, then we will see कि okay, this is the diagnosis. Huh? But but again, that involves patient's laboratory cost. You are because you are guessing. You are not sure about the diagnosis. In spite of that, instead of that, you can have a MIS record checking. In that, the similar kind of symptoms, if at all a patient is having who has happened to be in the past, maybe 4 years ago or 5 years ago, you can see those records. Yes, this kind of line of treatment was started with such kind of symptom patients, so I can start like this. Understood? So it helps in cost reduction and quick decision making. It helps. Okay. Next is predictive analytics. Even using a historical data to predict future trends and outcomes, you can take this such kind of patients. They had good prognosis, so this patient may have better chances of good prognosis. Or maybe such kind of patient, the longevity is hardly 1 year. So we can tell that earlier patients, those who are having similar kind of diseases, they are having 1 year longevity. So we can tell the parents of patients or relatives that this can be the cases earlier. So we can think of. You understand? So it helps you in decision making because you're having past data with you in your hand, which will always helps you to take the decisions where you are not sure about the final line of treatments or diagnosis. Is it clear? Next is operational efficiency. Now, operational efficiency means the information, it helps to identify the inefficiencies and areas for improvement in business process. Whatever the information you have entered in your MIS, if it is not giving you the output the way you want, that means there are some loopholes and there are some lacunae. Okay, so it helps you to understand the process optimization and business processes, so you can improve upon that. Yes, this is the information which is incomplete, this is the information which is not relevant. So you can find out that we have added a lot of junk. Okay. Then resource allocation also, like which department is using more resources, which department is using less resources. This is the department which is sitting very, relaxedly. We can use that like that. So it is helping you to understand the resource allocation all together in your hospitals. Clear? Then next is your strategic planning. Third part was strategic planning. Now, strategic planning, of course, if your information system, if your information is good, it will help you to plan your customers. Of course, you are into the hospital. Hospital nowadays are more into the business trend. So your competitive landscape is also there. So market analysis, you can assess, you can find out how many patients are from which area, which demography, so that we can capture our advertisement into other areas like that. They will help you to have a market analysis. And of course, it is helping you to SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Okay, through that data, you can identify your strengths, that which are the areas which are more utilized by the patients. You can identify your weaknesses, that yes, these are the departments which are not at all touched by the patient. That means those areas are not giving good services. Opportunities, which all the areas where we can fetch more patients, and what are the threats. Okay, so this SWOT analysis can be done through MIS. Next is customer relationship management. So patients are your customers. Okay. So you can have a personalized marketing, like using the customer data, whatever the patient's data you are having. Okay. You can engage the customers. How? Now you are having MIS with you. You are having, suppose, lakhs of patients ka data with you. You can send, suppose you are planning a camp. You can send a email through MS Access to your all patients stating that we are organizing one camp on such and such date. 50% discount will be there. Of course, out of 1 lakh people, don't you will capture 1,000? For sure you will capture. But that 1 lakh information, it will be given by the MIS. Okay. And then similarly, you can take the feedback from the customers. Lakhs of people can give you the feedback in your MIS. So this is how you can manage the customer relationship with the um, end user people with the MIS. Okay. Next is your innovation and product development. Okay, innovation and product development. This, if you are a good administrator, if you have done your MBA and you are a good, focused innovator, then you can obviously see the data as your innovation. Those who are today, who is, rich, those who are having the data, they are the richest people. Ah, so R&D insights. So the things which you are having in front of you, like you are having patient data with you, you are having market data with you are having customer support with you are having customer feedbacks with you. You can find out you can do your research on that, and you can find out the new ways, new mechanism, new strategies for your hospital. Am I right? So if you are having a large number of data, that means you can do research on that. Of course, you have to follow the ethical guidelines, and you can have a new product development or new innovation you can create from the data. And you can always stand in the competition against the other hospitals. What new they are doing, what new and innovative you can do. Clear? Am I clear? And
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, next is the risk management. Risk management is like identifying the risk, that which are the areas which are having more risk. Okay, identifying and assessing the risk for using the relevant data. That specifically, as I've given you the example of medical legal cases, right? So medical legal cases, these are having these are risky areas. So we have to think of that, where we have to store this, where we have to place, and everything. Hmm? And mitigation strategies, developing strategies to mitigate the risk. So you can always identify the risk and mitigation strategies through the MIS. Okay. Next is your challenges of the information as a resource. Now I have already told you the things which we are learning. The challenges and barriers will definitely come. Okay. So first challenge is data quality. We do not know the information, whatever we are receiving is true or not. Okay. You are entering the data into your MIS, whether your data is authenticated, whether this data is accurate, whether it is complete or reliable, how you will assure. Now here, technical part is not there. Here, medico part is there. Okay. Suppose a patient who is having maybe gastroenteritis, you are entering the data where the all symptoms are pertaining to maybe kidneys. Okay, urinary system. Do you think so that the data is accurate? No, of course it will not be accurate. So being a medico, you have to check that quality of the data, the sources of the data. Now, if you are launching the MIS in your hospital today, you have to launch from today, of course, but you have to give certain past information also into that. So from where you will get the past information about the patients? From their files. So one person will sit down and they will dictate. So all the dictation, whatever it is, whether it is accurate, whether it is complete, or the person who is entering the data, whether they are doing it completely, whether they are doing rightly, these are a lot of challenges. So you need manpower, good manpower and good training. Second question is, when you are raising the information for your MIS, where is the data security? Now here again, challenge plays specifically in terms of medical legal cases, right? So medical legal cases, if you are entering into the system, who all are standing with you? How many IT people are involved into that? How many medical people are involved into that? So those who are entering the data, of course, it is a confidentially breach, right? Breach in the confidentiality. So are you giving the access to all to read that information? No, you cannot give. So there are so many data. And now when we are transferring the data from files to the MIS system, those who are involved into that process, how will you assure that they are secure and will not going to breach your data? Am I correct? These are the challenges. Are you understanding? Are you understanding these
Yes,
challenges?
ma'am.
Yes. So these are challenges. It is not, information itself is a challenge for you. You cannot, secure the information alone. You need a team. Okay. But then again, third, data overload. Again, chunk of information, if you will send, it will be overloading. So data integration, now combining various sources and systems, that is also one of the challenge. So these are the challenges of information as a resource. We will learn about these challenges in detail and also the strategies to combat in detail in subsequent classes. Principles of information. The one standard principle of information is that it helps to manage a process and you utilize information. Principle guiding the development and use of information should be effective, reliable, and aligned with the organizational tool. Okay. The first is alignment with the organization tool. You should see that whether the information which you are entering into MIS is relevant, it is pertaining to your organizational tool or goals or not. Second, it should be user centric. User centric means those who are end users. Okay, it should be designed in such a way, MIS information should be designed in such a way that you think, no, you should not think of yourself. You have to think of the end user. You have to think of the patients, that how they are thinking, how they are using, how it will be captured. Ultimately, they are your business revenues. Okay, so you always think of user centric. It should not be the person centric. It should be user centric. Third principle is data integrity and accuracy. You have to be very, very sure the data which you are collecting, which you are storing, should be reliable and free from errors. Okay. Next is security and privacy. Security and privacy is the utmost crux of MIS. Okay. You have to ensure the privacy laws. Even in the psychiatric departments, if you are entering the data of one particular person, it should not be breached because there are so many laws involved into that. Okay, specifically into the vulnerable population like psychiatric department or maybe biohazard departments like HIV, hepatitis cases, then tuberculosis. All these are areas where the information should not be leaked. Okay, it needs huge security and privacy. Then scalability and flexibility. Okay, your MIS information should be scaled with the growing needs of the organization, and it has the adaptability to change the needs. Okay, then integration and interoperability. So it should integrate with the other departments also. It should be interconnected with other departments. Efficiency and performance, and it should be the process, information process should be in that way that it should be efficient so that it will give you the best output. Okay, and accessibility and availability. Accessibility, definitely a question. You have to decide whether you have to give the access to everyone, and whether it should be available to all user or to the restricted users. Okay. So this is all about the information processing. So I will ask you one question, a simple question. Point number one is BP of 4 patients. And point number two is patient told that he has consistent blood pressure reading in a normal range, but there is a slight upward trend that might need monitoring. So which one is data and which one is information? Yes, Shreya.
Ma'am, second one is the data,
Okay.
and first one is the information, if I'm
Okay.
not wrong.
Okay. Next, who else is there?
Ma'am, everyone left, I think.
You're left. Well, first one is data, and second one is the information. Okay. How? See, data. Now, if at all I'm telling you 120 by 80, what it is? There is no concrete information. It is just a number. It's a data.
Oh,
Down, I have written the patient has consistent blood pressure readings in the normal range, but there is a slight upward trend that might be monitoring. This is outcome. This is
outcome.
the outcome of this particular info data. So this is information, and first one is the data. Okay.
Data.
Data is
Okay.
always usually in the numeric form. Okay.
Okay.
Information, it is in the descriptive form. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And how does the process of transforming raw data into the meaningful information impact the decision making in healthcare? Just this much. Do you think so? It is impacting your decision making? If your information, whatever the information you have got, it is impacting your decision making?
Sometimes, maybe.
Yes, it is impacting.
Yes,
Now
ma'am.
it is computer generated information, right? So suppose by mistake your information data which you have entered is wrong. Now data is wrong, information also will be wrong. So of
Yes,
course
ma'am.
it will going to impact your decision, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Am I
ma'am.
correct or wrong? Anna?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So so these are the today key steps. Data collection. I mean, for information, we have to collect the data. We have to clean the data. Always better to clean the data means irrelevant information you remove, then integrate the data, analyze the data, and then take the decision. Okay. Chances of misdiagnosis will be there if the data is incomplete. Chances of legal and ethical issues will be there. Chances of ineffective treatment will be there, and resource wastage will be there if your information is not accurate. You can misdiagnose the patient, you can have legal and ethical issues, you can have ineffective treatment, and of course you are wasting the resources. Okay. So today we have learned about the information system, information processing, and how and ways, what are the challenges we are facing. Okay. So that's all about today's topic. So any query, any question, now forum is open to you all. Any query, any question you are having, say yes or no.
Ma'am.
Yes, Sukman, are you having any query?
No, ma'am.
Great. So that's all about the topic. Just go through things, okay? Don't think that it is just an MIS, a course which you have to pass. The ultimate aim of yours is to, establish a good MIS at your hospital. So please learn these things. No, don't mug up. Just understand the things and then you will go ahead. Okay? So
Okay,
that's
ma'am.
all. Okay. See you tomorrow. Okay,
Thank
at
you
the
so much,
same
ma'am.
time to attend the classes. Okay?
Thank
Chalo.
you.
Okay, take care. Yes, Alvin sir. Alvin sir, done. Yes, Alvin sir, done. I'm done.